What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another week of the Heroes for Hire podcast. My name is Conor Lawler and we are back talking all the week's movie news, entertainment news, and just generally having a bit of a chit chat about everything to do with film. I am joined as always by my best pal, Mr. Shaun Meighan. Shaun, how's it going?
Good, Conor. I'm curious what happens though in the second part of the show.
Oh, so you see, that's a very good question, Shaun, because the first half of the episode, movie news, right? Locked in. Right,
One
but then the second half, about 40 minutes in, there's a timestamp normally, sometimes, maybe.
Every time.
Every now and then. And then you can go to that, and the second half of the episode is all of the week's weirdest news stories from all around the world.
Sounds pretty fun to me. I haven't heard any of those stories.
This kind of seems weird now.
Yeah, it's a weird dynamic we have at the minute.
But yes, so the first half of the episode is all of our movie news, and then the second half is going to be all of the weird news as always. They're about 40 minutes each, so if you have a preference, you can just listen to that. If you want to listen to both, that's absolutely fine. It's just for both episodes to be in one easy to find place, basically. And so, Shaun, if this is somebody's first episode, they don't have to do anything. Just chill out. But if it's your second or above, we'd really appreciate 5 stars, a like, a follow, a share. 5 stars on Spotify, still creeping up there, still creeping up. We need some more. We just, Shaun will
At our
die.
core, we're greedy, okay? We want praise more than anything.
Shaun promised the Mafia that we would have thousands.
I did, and look, they're doing their best.
They're going to take his kneecaps. We do need 5 stars.
Now, one of the kneecaps is useless anyway, so that's fine. But the other one, that's a prime kneecap.
Yeah, without the other one, you're basically just going around in circles. You're useless.
Well, that's what I'm doing anyway, really.
True, technically, yes. So, Shaun, we also, by the way, last week, Halloween, okay?
Twas indeed.
So, for Halloween, it seems like a long time ago now, but we put out a Patreon episode covering the spooky movie that is Ghost Rider, the first one with Nicolas Cage.
Hell of a film, I think we can all agree.
So every single month we review a movie, and out of the hat we put all the spooky ones in for October. Ghost Rider, technically kind of spooky, has a skull.
It's got the devil in it, so I assume that's allowed.
If you can say about a movie, the devil, the character is in it. Somebody is credited as the devil in this cast. I think that counts as a spooky Halloween movie.
I would agree, and that's up on the Patreon. If you're not into subscriptions, you can just buy that episode individually as well. It's I think it's like $3 or something like that. If you want to listen to it, there's also a sample up there if you want to listen to it. But
also, Shaun, for $5 you get access to every review that's ever been put out.
The whole back catalogue.
So why pay 3? Just pay 5 and you get access to everything.
Pay 5, pay 10, pay 15 if you want. Pay $100.
You don't have to.
You don't. We'll keep doing this forever anyway.
So, Shaun, it's time to get into some movie news, and I think there was only really one place that caught my eye that I wanted to start off with this week, is that there was a very, very big show that was about for a few years, very famous, was kind of seen as the greatest show of all time for, I would say, a long time of its run. And
Cheers.
Cheers, yes. And then, just so happened that I'm going to say fell off a cliff, but I don't think that's actually doing it justice. I think it was a pure vertical drop.
I think the ground disappeared from underneath it and it fell into hell. I know what we're talking about here.
Game of Thrones is what I am talking about. And if you don't remember, Game of Thrones, a TV show from a few years ago. Anyone?
Also books that are never going to be finished.
I find that fascinating, by the way, because it's kind of a thing of you would always recommend it to friends. And I don't think anyone's recommended it since 2019. So I think the viewership has not... There's no new viewers of Game of Thrones, because anyone who they know who's watched it is no, don't watch it. Just...
Yeah, I think it's that thing where it's too far gone now. Because you would watch it because it was in pop culture and it was referenced everywhere, and it was the show people talked about. It was The Sopranos of the late 2000s.
Yeah, so
2010s.
I mean, it was right up there. Breaking Bad, Sopranos, they're all kind of Game of Thrones. It was like, these are the epitome of what TV can be.
The golden age of television.
Golden age of television. And then the Game of Thrones last few seasons came out, were not very good. But Shaun, we could be getting a Game of Thrones movie, which is why I'm bringing it up this week, because the Game of Thrones movie is reportedly set to be done. It's HBO's looking into it, and the Hollywood Reporter has listed that Warner Brothers are looking to develop this movie.
You can read between the lines and deduce that Warner Brothers needs money on most of these headlines, and they have an existing IP.
You can read the Harry Potter headline and take the same, maybe lessons, if you want, from that.
Like, I don't think Game of Thrones isn't the safe bet that it used to be. House of the Dragon is pretty good. I didn't watch the second season. I probably will at some point.
Second season is okay. They do weird things with Matt Smith that...
interesting.
The second season had a vibe to me like the Hobbit movies, in which they stretched one book to 3 movies that were all 3 hours long. They're like, we know we want to get to, but it's only season 2 and we've signed up for 6 seasons, so like you kind of can't go there yet.
And Fire and Blood, the book that it's based off, like, it's finished. Like, that's a complete story. It's told through like historical interviews and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So all the details are there, and then they're just padding it out for 6 seasons. I think we're getting a Dunk and Egg story, A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. That's another series that's being made. But the movie, I don't think it translates to a movie, because it's just going to be generic fantasy world.
Yeah, and this is a pretty, to me, this is pretty I'm going to say shocking, but that kind of seems over-egging it. Surprising. It seems surprising that they would even look at this, but then you're like, Warner Brothers are like, what do we have that people know? Yeah.
But I think the thing is that I think it's a weird announcement to come out now. I think 2019 makes total sense to make a Game of Thrones movie. Like, people are chomping at the bit for Game of Thrones at that point.
Well, this last season hadn't come out yet, so then it comes out, and then people are like, wow, why have I wasted 8 years of my life watching this? And then you have a problem. So I suppose there's several questions that are coming from this. 1, when does it come in? 2, are people interested? And 3, are people really interested?
I think...
Who do you get back?
I don't think you get... most people you don't get back, I think.
Sophie Turner has come out and said that she's interested in returning.
Interesting. So is it after the events of Game of Thrones?
Well, it would have to be. Like, what? You're not going to do a movie.
You could do a movie about Robert's Rebellion. That'd be pretty all right.
True, you could do a movie before, but I think this is very much slop that we're going to get Kit Harington, the crew, back together.
Probably
for the big trailer reveal.
Oh yeah, and look, Kit Harington's not going to be in the first trailer, but he's going to be in the second.
Of course he is, at the very end. And he's going to my name's Jon Snow, I'm a bastard.
Yeah, and what's the conflict? Like,
they all just beating up Bran.
I guess maybe Bran goes mental.
That'd be good.
Already mental. He's not even Bran.
Who has
anymore.
A better story than Bran the Broken?
Most people. Gendry had a great story.
Anyone.
Like, I think slop is what it is. They're just going to be... I don't want to be negative about this. I like Game of Thrones as a world.
It's such an interesting concept, because 6 years ago you ask us the same question, bring up the same concept, and we're like, that would be amazing. Let's do it.
Yeah, and it's like, do you... Because if it's after the books, that's a new story, and we've seen what happens when they go off book in Game of Thrones. It's not good.
Well, there are no books left, so they have to go off book.
Unless they do one of the historical stories, yeah. But if Sophie Turner comes back and Kit Harington comes back, then it's got to be just a new shit fantasy story in the Game of Thrones world. How
are they going to get Emilia Clarke back? Because you know they want her back. They need her on the poster, but they can't bring her back. It's a
Jon Snow is haunted by her ghost, shows up in a dream, something like that.
Yeah, what is the conflict? Because he's part of what... hang on, I'm trying to think where everyone
White Walkers
was.
are defeated.
Yeah.
The realm is in
Now, I
ultimate
didn't
peace.
see that episode. Well, I watched it, but I couldn't see what was happening in it.
Happen. All the Dothraki are dead, except they're not. They're mostly still there.
There was thousands left.
There's no more dragons.
Yeah.
They can't call it a Game of Thrones. The throne, there's no throne conflict anymore.
Everyone hates Bran, I'm telling you. Everyone's just sick of Bran's shit.
Like, you could do... is there any questions left unanswered at the end?
No. I mean, I'm trying to think. All the children are kind of happy, and then nobody big died other than Emilia Clarke.
I guess you could follow Arya, because she goes off into the west and doesn't... No one knows what's out there.
Well, she is technically... Okay, to me, she was probably the most interesting character. That they could do the
but then
most
did
with.
nothing with the powers that she...
Oh, no, I'm not saying it was good, Sean. I'm saying it was interesting, and that, there's many avenues. They chose that one.
Yeah.
All right. Which is the same for a lot of the characters. I read this and I'm fascinated by who in Warner Brothers is like, yeah. Because they must have, right? They must have put out House of the Dragon, and that's getting pretty big reviews. It's getting, it's the Game of Thrones feeling is coming back. You watch it week to week. Everyone's like, oh my God, did you see the episode last night? It was so good, which I very much enjoy. I don't like it coming out 10 episodes at once.
Oh no, that
do it week
sucks.
to week. But I think that has kind of given them this idea that, like, people want Game of Thrones back. And I think people do and they don't. Like, if you say, would you like a Game of Thrones movie? Surface level, yeah. And then you think about it if I ask one follow-up question, I think it falls apart, because it's like, okay, well, when is it going to start?
Yeah, and it's... I've been trying to nail down how I feel about these kinds of announcements, and I think my issue with it is they expect me to want it, and I don't like that.
Because also, you have a character in Bran who literally sees the future and he's the king. Right?
Yeah.
So,
sees the future and the past and everything in the present.
He can literally see everything. So any sort of conflict that could ever arise, he probably solves before it starts.
He, by his own accounts, orchestrated himself to be king.
But constantly throughout the whole thing was like, I don't know, I'm just trying my best. And I'm like, now you kind of come... If you rewatch that series and you just watch it as the minute he becomes like the Three-Eyed Raven, you're like, you cheeky motherfucker. And you're like...
Prick.
You've planted all this. You knew all along. You knew it.
But the royal court is like... You have Browne, who never fucking used a bank. He's master of coin.
Yeah.
Sam, who got 6 weeks of maester training, is Grand Maester. It's just, none of it makes any fucking sense.
Maybe they rewrite the whole thing.
As in they just do, they take season 7 and it's now it's a movie and it's a different timeline.
Yeah, they start from the end of 6 and they just do a completely different thing. They're like, this is actually what happened. Well, the rest of it was a dream.
That I genuinely could see them doing that. Because wasn't there? Oh no, it was the Last Jedi. I'm thinking of that. There was a big fan support to remake it.
Oh, that was so funny. They had 10 billion responses, but nobody actually gave any money.
Yeah, they were just saying, "Oh yeah, I'll give money." This amount.
Okay, so we're going to move on. Let us know if you're interested in a Game of Thrones movie. It's interesting because it's one of those things where you're like, yeah, but also no. I don't want to watch that again. But also, Kit Harington, Jon Snow, if we did it right, I could technically watch a one-off of him.
Maybe it'd have to be really good. I would I'm not taking... I want season 2 writing of Game of Thrones.
See, yeah, you can't... Are you bringing the lads back?
Oh, Jesus. I know, they don't deserve it anymore. I'm giving it to Denis Villeneuve. That's how I'll get this made.
You know what? Denis Villeneuve, Game of Thrones would smash. He would fucking kill it. Yeah. No, let him do that, but bring the White Waters back. And let Denis do that.
That would be pretty... Did Denis do a Game of Thrones ep at some point?
Oh, did he?
I don't know.
There's no way he did he do Game of Thrones? I don't think he was ever involved in that. Maybe he was. I'm not quite sure.
Game of Thrones. No, it looks like he hasn't. I thought he might have been a guest director or something like that.
No, he's too big. He's way too big.
Man doesn't miss.
Sean, I'm going to move on to our next piece of news, and this is some pretty worrying news once it comes to your favourite franchise, that is Star Wars.
I thought you meant one of my actual favourite franchises.
Oh no, so Star Wars, they are of course doing the Daisy Ridley Ray movie that they were hoping to be putting out in probably next year. It was meant to be coming out.
Haven't heard much about that.
Well, the news I have is not good. The news that I have is that it's lost its screenwriter Stephen Knight, who was writing the whole thing before production has begun.
Right. Is that and that's not a good sign in Hollywood, you're saying?
Well, so, 2 months before production was meant to begin, they lose their head writer is normally a sign that maybe things aren't running smoothly.
Interesting. And have they replaced Stephen with anyone?
We don't know who they've replaced him with. So he technically actually already replaced Damon Lindelof and Justin Britt Gibson on the project. Then he came in, and now he has left the project, and they're waiting for somebody else to come in. So I'm getting Blade vibes from this, and I think that's the worst thing you could ever say about a production.
Again, I think it is that they have the IP and people know it, so let's make a movie out of it. Let's just make it happen. Let's not have an idea. Let's just go full steam ahead.
Yeah, so I mean, Stephen Knight, a pretty big deal. He's done a lot of things at the minute. He's involved in a lot of things. Also, he's doing the Peaky Blinders movie currently.
That's another one that I don't think should get a movie, but I don't think that should get a movie either. I'm just like, if you have 10 seasons on Netflix, do you need a movie? If you have 10 seasons of anything, do you need a movie? Not really, no.
Especially when they're like the 24 episodes seasons or whatever,
and they're long episodes as well.
Yeah, I'm like, you've had so long.
What story is there left?
What character can be changed after this long?
And because anything like that, where there's like a long established series that then gets a movie, because it's now a movie, you have to go through a lot of the things that happened in the series before,
because somebody might not have watched the series.
Yeah, and you can't just go in blank with that. I
think that's way harder. Just do another season.
Yeah. Or just stop.
or just cease. Cease
just
production.
Give up. It's not worth it.
Do something else. The lesson here, kids, is never try. So, I mean, what's interesting here is because it was meant to come out next year, but him leaving now means it's probably been pushed back until at least midway through 25.
At least.
Yeah.
Like, we are not seeing this. Okay, first of all, I think we're not seeing this.
On the plus side, Sean, Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy, who's down to direct it, so they directed Miss Marvel at the same time, so they're still locked in now.
Okay.
Like the question I asked you about Blade, Sean, I have one question. How long are we giving them?
Oh, God. Because what you have there is a talented director. And they're not going to just sit around waiting for the Ray project to be ready.
Well, of course, I mean, she's in demand. I mean, we watched Miss Marvel, poor plot, but well directed. It was a cool vibe going on there.
Yeah, it fell down on scripting, but directorially pretty good.
Yeah.
I'd say maybe next summer.
Oh, that's a long time. I was going to give Christmas.
Christmas is too soon, sure.
Okay, no, actually, maybe February. I think she'll last till February.
Spring. We'll say spring.
And then she will be moved on quietly and they'll bring somebody else in.
Yeah, and then that'll happen and again and again and again.
And I think this will get Rian Johnson.
I think so. Oh yeah, his Star Wars trilogy is still happening, right?
And Taika? Does Taika have one coming out?
I think Taika's one is dead, isn't it?
Is Kevin Feige's one? Do you remember he was working on one?
Yeah, Patty Jenkins' one is gone.
Oh, that's gone. Yeah, that's definitely.
Yeah.
You think we're making this up? We've been here through all the years.
The thing is I feel that, like, back in the day, like in the 90s, you hear about all these projects that were talked about. Like, oh, they were going to do a fucking Batman versus Superman film and stuff like that. And that kind of stuff was just quietly worked on, and eventually the information got out years later. But now, because of scoopers and shit like that, and leaks, and how everything is major news and you're trying to get clicks, all of that is treated as, oh, this is definitely happening, and then it's cancelled. And it just makes the studio look indecisive.
True, but to me it is strange though that they did announce all of them at Star Wars Day or at the Comic-Con. That's how we know about those projects, Shaun.
That's also true.
This wasn't scoopers. This was them on a big fucking screen.
Oh, yeah. Okay, look, the Rey movie aside. Yeah, for sure.
James Mangold has the movie coming out as well.
When? What? Like...
He's got a Jedi Origins movie.
Oh, that could be pretty good, actually.
But... Is it coming
eventually.
out? But they said it at Comic-Con, so
Connor,
what do we do?
We've got to watch Mandalorian and Grogu. Talk about a film that doesn't need to be made.
Oh, yeah.
Mandalorian and Grogu. Go fuck yourself.
So, I mean, I feel sorry, by the way. Daisy Ridley, I think, really wants this movie to come out. And
yeah, she
wants it to be good. And
I hope she's on payroll until that gets made.
I think this is going to be production hell for a long time.
Yeah, I think, but this, again, I believe this is a project that would be micromanaged to shit.
Oh, to absolute death, yeah. And which is why it'll never be made, because you bring somebody in and they'll be like, maybe someone like Stephen Knight, who has previous experience, has shown that they're talented, and then you bring them in and you're like, that's not going to work for me, brother. We've done a server, and the people want this.
Yeah, I know more. I've made so many movies.
Yeah. So we're going to move on to our next piece of news, Shaun, and I think I don't know if this is good news, but it's not bad news, and that is Scary Movie reboot with the Wayans brothers is set to come out with Paramount.
This is fascinating, because we haven't got a movie in the scary movie genre. You know, like that parody, that style of parody movie. Haven't had one of those in fucking ages.
I have an interesting concept, or a thought about. I have an interesting thought. I don't have too many of them, but I have a thought.
Okay.
And my thought about all of these movies, all spoof movies, right? So whether it's Airplane or Loaded Weapon, which is one of my favourites, or like any of Scary
Academy and stuff like that.
Yeah, any of the scary movies. I am always of the opinion that it's not as funny when you're watching it, but it's 10 times funnier when you and your friends are saying bits to each other. It always reaches peak funniness.
And more so, the more you repeat it, the more you watch it. That's how it becomes funny.
Yeah, like my example is always like Loaded Weapon, right? There's a scene in that movie where they're in the car and then Samuel Jackson looks up into the mirror and he's like, I think we're being followed. And the two lads are in the fucking back seat of their car and they have like balaclavas on and he's like, oh, okay, I'm going to try and lose them. And he does like this really sharp turn and then it cuts back to the car and the two lads are gone out of the car, right? I watched that and I was like, oh, that's kind of funny. But then you watch it with somebody else who's seen it and you're like, did you see the fucking bit? And then you burst out laughing because it's 10 times funnier. And you're
anticipating it coming, you're waiting.
Yeah, because it's ridiculous. But like all of those movies, or the Scary Movie always gets like shown up on Twitter as well. That it's like, do you remember this scene, the bit where she's like running away, Anna Faris is like running away from the skeleton, and it's like, I hope he gets her. I hope she fucking get this bitch and kill her.
There's the bit where it's like the kid from, I think, like The Grudge or something like that, and they're talking Japanese to each other.
Those movies are so stupid, right? They're ridiculous.
But there was then like another branch of them that was cheaper, worse made parody movies.
Exactly. That's exactly my point. So it got watered down because then you had superhero movie.
Yeah,
or
Meet the Spartans.
Yeah, like all those ones, they all died. They didn't have the same kind of idea about them because they were just, as you said, they're watered down. They were the same concept but watered down to like the worst level.
Yeah, and it's like, I feel as well the jokes aren't as timeless. Like,
No.
Airplane, Don't Call Me Shirley. That's funny whatever year you were born.
Yeah, exactly.
But, like, I think in one of those watered-down parody movies, they just rip on the Twilight movies for, like, 20
Or like,
minutes.
yeah, whatever movie came out that year.
Yeah. Not tropes.
Yeah, which is a ridiculous... Whereas, say, like, Scary Movie 2, Haunted Mansion... They're just in the Haunted Mansion. That's the concept. Then you can kind of go with that. But yeah, I think they get much more specific about who the jokes are about rather than just vague things. Now, saying that Scream is in the first Scary Movie, so like...
True, but I feel like Scream is... It's a slasher film. And that's what you're parodying a lot of the time.
I suppose the question of this is, Scary Movie reboot, the Wayne brothers coming back. People our age, I think, will watch this. Because I think it'll be funny. But secondly, will it work? Like, is there an audience other than
the thing is,
for this?
I think this is true of the other ones, but it's not going to translate now. I don't think it'll do well in cinemas, but fuck me, it's going to do well on streaming.
Yeah, I think people will watch it. Like, I think...
Yeah, like,
it
the
depends
DVD sales of the scary movies are insane.
I also think it depends on the vibes of the jokes. I think the jokes, like... there's, like, a niche vibe of them that is just, like, harmless stupidity, which I absolutely love. Like, I don't like when they, like... are really specific about, like, as I said, with those superhero movies of, like, really specific jokes. I watch just, like, stupidity of, like, in the third Scary Movie, it's, he turned up dead. But sure, how could he turn up and he's dead? Or no, he turned up missing. But sure, if he turned up, he wouldn't be missing. And they have, like, this big, long thing. And I just remember being, like, 12, being like, this is the best movie ever.
Yeah. There's one joke I really like in superhero movie, I will say, and it is Leslie Nielsen, I think.
Of course.
That does it. Or some, I forget who it is, but it's, these are so sharp they can cut through diamonds. I'm not wearing any diamonds. That's a good line.
I was thinking about... Did I tell you that I was thinking about the movie Team America this week?
Oh, really?
Why? Genuinely, it just came into my head and I just burst out laughing at some... I was the exact same thing. We're watching it. I was like, this is fine. And then when you think about, like, this is 9/11 times 1,000, I don't even know what that is. Nobody does. And you're just like, it's so stupid. But you're like, there's a place for these kind of movies that, like, just... They're movies you throw on when people are around.
They are the party movie, yeah. Like, they're just... You're not paying full attention to it. You're not sitting down to critique it, to watch it with a critical eye. You're throwing it on and ideally having some, like, pizzas and snacks.
I remember crying laughing at the fat girl at the party trying to get through the cat entrance in the garage door keeps going up and down, and the scream is just like, what the fuck are you doing? And she goes like arm and then she goes leg, and she's like, she's still screaming.
Do you know another great one is Not Another Teen Movie with Chris Evans?
Oh yeah. That's
fantastic. And it's and I hadn't seen She's All That, which is a lot of what that's parodying. But She's All That, it's as ludicrous as Not Another Teen Movie, but She's All That treats it seriously.
Yeah. I think this could be good, but it won't do well.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's...
Simultaneously, it could also be Zoolander 2.
It could also be Zoolander 2. Weirdly, I feel... I don't know, maybe it's just like the Wayans brothers. I feel like they've had it for so long that they're like, oh no, this could work.
Also, have you watched White Chicks recently?
Not recently, no, not like a decade.
I watched it I think 3 or 4 months ago, and I was like, this is still pretty funny. For what it is, I'm like, it's pretty good. Like,
I'm sure there's some stuff in there that's not great now.
Oh, not good. But
yeah.
But it's a harmless concept. I'm just like, this is stupidity.
Was there a White Chicks 2, or was that being pitched, a White Chicks 2?
No, I think they were pitching it. I don't think it's come out.
Saw the light of day. Because you can't make it now.
Yeah.
Because of woke.
I don't think that's true.
I love saying because of woke. It's great.
I hope that this comes out, and I hope it's good. And if it's not, that's absolutely fine. The other ones are still there. Scary Movie 4 isn't good. Scary Movie
I
1,
like Scary Movie 4.
Scary Movie 1 and 2, I think, are peak. And then
Scary Movie 4 with the saw thing at the start and he turns into the logo. That's great.
Okay, that's pretty good, yeah. I think the hit rate lowers with each one.
1 is the best, I think.
Yeah, one is the best. 2, I think, is really strong as well. Take my strong hand. Like, so many quotable moments in that. Then I do think the killer moments get lower and lower each one you go down.
Yeah. 3 I remember being grand.
Yeah.
And then 4 I liked, but I just watched that on repeat.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to move on to our next piece of news, and it's another sort of sequel and new movie, because Alien Romulus is already getting a sequel, Shaun, along with the new Predator movie that is also being done up. So
interesting. An alien and a predator, you say?
They are doing both. Now, we don't know if they're against each other, but we do know that they are very big into these movies lately, because Alien Romulus did quite well, and then they did Predator Prey last year, no, the year before that, that was really good. So
Prey's great.
They want to get these things off the ground and get them going.
Not to distract from this story, which is about Alien, but apparently the new Predator, it's an anthology thing, and it's 3 different Predators in 3 different time periods, and one of them's ninjas, and the other is pirates, and then there's another one as well.
No way.
Apparently, I read a tweet and that's what it said.
That's definitely not true.
Discussing film has never steered me wrong.
That's definitely not true, but simultaneously, that'd be fucking cool, wouldn't it?
Predator pirates? What are we talking about?
You want to watch the Predator versus Pirates, but he would butcher those poor men.
No, the crew would band together.
What are they going to do? Cannonball him?
They've faced harder things on the waves.
They have a sword. He's got like a rocket launcher.
It's a cutlass, is what it's called. Can the Predator swim? That's my question.
You want a bit like in the Suicide Squad, where it's just like he slips off and he can't swim and he just drowns.
I think it'd be funny.
There's no way anyone has the answer to that. Why are you googling can the Predator
Stop
swim?
listening to my keyboard.
Anyone who knows that answer you don't want to hang out with, go on, tell me he's like Michael fucking Phelps or something.
The Predators are great divers and don't need special equipment for the endeavour.
Yeah, the boys are fucked.
No air tanks are needed.
I'm telling you, the lads are fucked. The pirates are done, lad.
No, okay, but are they immune to bullets?
Pirates don't normally have bullets.
They do. They have flintlock pistols.
Yeah, they've got little balls and they've got cannonballs. Okay.
Yeah.
But I think the Predator's pretty bulletproof for normal guns.
Yeah, but a cannon would still fuck them up, surely.
Yeah,
what
but
they do,
a cannon is incredibly slow.
Unless you have 12 of them.
Where's he standing? Perfectly horizontal.
Yeah, he's on the port side, fair enough.
He brings his own ship.
He'd have to. He can
just swim.
I think they're going to lower the Predator down into the hold and there's a fuse lit going into all the powder kegs and then the lads are rowing away in the rowboat and then the whole ship explodes and kills the Predator.
I think the Predator's going to mow through all of them.
No, I don't think so. I think the humans are going to beat the Predator.
I think the ninjas have a better shot. They have less weapons, but they have a better shot.
See, it's a different tale, you know, because that's all about stealth versus stealth.
Yeah,
they're setting traps for each other and shit.
So what's the? I love the fact that you won't back down on the pirates.
But this happens. This happens with all pirate stuff.
You're like, no, it's good. It's definitely good. Don't ask any questions. It's definitely good. Shaun, another Alien movie. Romulus did quite well. It's better than it has any right to be. It's definitely better than the previous few, which were quite dumb.
The weird like Michael Fassbender robot trilogy.
See, Fassbender is the best part of all of those movies.
Yeah.
The problem isn't Fassbender. The problem is all of the other people on the ship are morons.
Yeah, and but they also don't know what they want out of that series because it was meant to be the origins, and then it turned into a different like sect of the forerunners.
Yeah, then they kept making like different breeds of the alien every time because he was like trying things out. He was making them aliens breed with other things to try and create the perfect alien. That was kind of the vibe.
Then that lady from Prometheus is in a weird fucking.
Oh yeah, she dies in between the movies.
Dies off screen, yeah.
Dies off screen, of course. Why would you need her?
Elizabeth Shue, I think, is her character name. Shaw.
Elizabeth Shaw, yeah.
Shaw's an actual last name.
Shue, no one's called Shue.
Shue is a noun.
But the worst part of all of those movies is when the lads land on that planet and they're like, oh, you can breathe here. No need for masks.
Just take them off. Just look into the weird alien.
And they had the masks on. You could have just left them on. Yeah,
it's not doing any harm, like.
And then your man starts having a cigarette, and then the alien goo goes up his nose, and it's game over.
And then Michael Fassbender puts the goo in his drink, and he doesn't.
That's the first one. That's Prometheus.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I'm thinking of what's the second one? It's for me, Alien Revenant.
Revenant?
Is it Revenant? I think it's Revenant.
No.
There's a lot of. I think they've figured out how to kind of do these right lately. I think we're going to see another Alien versus Predator movie pretty soon.
But I think the vibe with like Alien is like, oh, just simplify it. Like, it doesn't need to be mountains and mountains of lore and the most in-depth story you've ever seen. It can just be scary monster in space. Just have scary alien.
And I think an Alien vs Predator movie, the two ones that are done, or like the two ones that were already done, are shit.
Yeah.
Right? Well, like, they're good because it's Alien vs Predator and like it's cool, right? Requiem is terrible, but the first one passable. But I think you could do them well. Like, you could do like really cool, scary Alien vs Predator movies.
Yeah, but and again, those movies can be, you know, just hell yeah, look at this cool stuff. 90 minutes in and out, perfect. That's the ideal Alien versus Predator.
Would you have any humans in an Alien versus Predator movie?
I would have them as fodder to set the stakes. But I don't want a human hero.
No, I don't want that human. Like, the Predators have to save the day.
Yeah, I just want people in the way, and then they just goes through them.
Yeah, because see, I think the first one kind of does that, but it does also have like the hero as well, or the humans, some of them. So it also has a bit of a love story in the first one. So I'm interested to see how they. But I do know, looking at this announcement, these are just the two things that they're planning. These two worlds, I think they're going to be mining this for the next little while. We're going to be seeing a lot more of these two villains.
When will we see a follow up to Boyd Holbrook at the end of The Predator, where he gets the predator killing suit?
I don't think we'll ever see poor Boyd ever again.
God damn, you hate to see it.
I think that was one of my favourite recording days. The day you showed up after watching the Predator movie.
I was so mad.
And the hatred in your eyes. I've actually never seen you dislike something more.
I saw it at 10 a.m. on a Tuesday. There was one guy beside me wearing a Predator shirt in the cinema. It was awful.
And what was the ending again? You had to put on a glove?
So the kid has autism, which is a superpower, and then he puts on a glove. The kid decodes the alien tech, and then a glove flies onto Boyd Holbrook's arm, and then it opens the case, and then it's a big predator suit, and it's like it's called the Predator Killer, and then Boyd Holbrook says, "I hope it comes in a 36 long," which isn't how suits work. Like, how suits work, but not that suit.
It's how like slacks would work, but it wouldn't be how I don't know how the Predator suit would.
It's not how gloves work, is what I mean.
Sorry, he was talking about the glove. He wasn't talking about the suit.
As in, he's going to wear the suit and suit up and save it, go killing predators. This fight factory could barely save one.
Amazing. Just the
one good thing
ending.
in that movie: a lad stands on the force field of a ship and his legs get cut off. That's pretty cool.
It's small victories like that really get you through terrible movies.
Yeah, but that comes like 90 minutes into it.
I hope it comes in at 36 long is the best way to end any movie. I think every movie should end with that line.
It's this weird hype moment, and you're like, I'm never seeing any more of this.
I'm never watching a sequel to this. This was dog shit while I was here.
It's died a death.
I want to finish, by the way, on Disney. Great news, Shaun, that I think will put you in a great mood before we get into weird news. Disney reportedly announcing a huge AI initiative that affects both film and TV going into the future.
I mean, what are we doing here?
So we've had some of the smaller studios. They've come out and they've said we might be using AI, right? Because they don't have the money to pay for people. But technically, my question is, shouldn't be a studio if you don't have the money to pay for people. Good point.
This is also true. We also shouldn't evaporate the ocean so that we can power AI farms.
Technically. But Shaun, Disney is the biggest studio so far that have come out, and they're probably the biggest studio. And it suggests that the company is uniquely poised to integrate AI not only in its film and television departments but also in its theme parks and streaming services.
Can we just stop with it though? Because everyone's just doing it because they're scared something cool is going to happen and they'll be left in the dust. But nothing cool is going to happen with it. It's just going to make copies of things, and then people won't be able to create anymore. And then art goes. Look at any movie in the last 5 years that has any influence by AI, and it's fucking terrible. We have to pivot into weird news after this, and I'm so tired. I'm so tired of everything.
And I know what will cheer you up as well. Disney actually laid off 7,000 of its employees last year.
Really?
Look, the reasons varied, but I would say it's because AI can do it better. You know what I mean?
It's because they need breaks and holiday pay, I would say.
That's the problem. AI, you don't need that. You just need to kill some emotions.
But what? You're just making products at that point. And I know you're a business.
Would you like to hear Bob Iger's remarks?
No, fuck him. He's a cunt.
Walt Disney himself was a big believer in using technology in the early days to tell better stories, and he thought that technology in the hands of a great storyteller was unbelievably powerful. Don't fixate on its ability to be disruptive. Fixate on the tech's ability to make us better and to tell better stories.
Sorry, I got dizzy from the amount of fucking spin in that press release.
I love the fact that he used Walt Disney.
You're not telling a story. A computer is using the copyrighted information of hundreds of thousands of creative people. When he types into AI, do an Avengers, and it comes up with an Avengers movie that's a copy of what has already been done, he's like, Walt would have loved this. He would have absolutely loved what we're doing here. I'm genuinely speechless because I don't understand why no one in Hollywood seems to see why this is a problem.
Also, wasn't this why they were striking last year?
But that I suppose the writers won it. I don't know if the VFX unions got it.
Oh no, they'll get fucked over completely. They're not going to have a job in 10 years. Do.
No, it's
going to be worse.
Has VFX gotten better with AI? No.
It's something that I thought would cheer you up. I'm sure everyone's looking forward to it. A full AI movie. It always looks good. It's going to be great. I've
seen Howard and the Purple Crayon.
I think we had this discussion on our Constantine review over on the Patreon that the shinier things become, the less leeway you're willing to give is what I would say. So if I know a computer's done it, then I'm like, sure, why does it look bad, right? But Constantine, 2005 movie, has many flaws, but by Jesus, we watched that, we were like, this is a beautiful movie. There's some bad scenes, but there's some fucking great scenes.
Yeah, and you had the term of there's texture in this.
It was realness.
Yeah, it's a real world. People are on sets. It's not the Minecraft trailer, which there's light coming from
movie's going to be the Minecraft trailer.
I'm going to kill myself and then all of you. It's going to be like... Oh.
You ready for weird news?
Play the jingle.
Now, aren't we all excited?
God, I mean, If someone has just started and skipped to weird news,
Amazing.
I'm in great form.
Amazing. If someone's like, I don't watch movie news, but I'll listen to weird news, and they click on this, and they're like, Jesus, Sean's a bit edgy actually now in this segment. I don't know what's up
Sean's
with him.
riled up, isn't he?
What's going on with old Sean?
Go back about 5 minutes there and you'll figure it out.
I just do things to just wind them up. Sean, we are going to start off weird news this week. And it's a pretty big one. 100 kg wild boar causes chaos in train station, bites man's arm in toilet.
Jesus, whereabouts in the world is this?
This is in Yangsan.
Whereabouts in the world is Yangsan?
So, that's up to you. You give
Leave
that.
it with me. Yangsan is in South Korea.
There you go. It's in South Korea.
Thanks. Boars are massive. Boars are scary.
A wild boar was accidentally released and rampaged through a city railway station last week. This is on last Tuesday. The fire department in the area reported that the boar was first sighted near a restaurant in Dongmyeon in around 4:45 p.m. and it reportedly crossed an 8-lane road. The jaywalking bastard. The boar then entered the Hoppo station on Busan Metro Line number 2 and bit the right arm of a man in the toilet area on the 3rd floor. Sean, my question to you is...
Yeah.
You're in a 3rd floor railway station toilet, right?
Yeah.
You're in a little cubicle, right? You're scrolling Twitter on your phone, sitting on the toilet.
Of course.
Right?
At the urinal.
Yeah, and you're like... and you're like, train's in 20 minutes. And I'll chill out here. It's fine.
Yeah.
And then suddenly a boar walks in. What are you doing?
I'm rebuckling. And
Step 1, fly up.
I'd say, sorry, someone's in here. And then I'd hold the door closed.
Occupado.
Like, I'm not stopping a 100-kilo boar if it wants to move somewhere.
Yeah, that is the issue, is that, like, he's outweighing you. He doesn't have the reach, but he has the weight.
That's the thing, and he has fucking tusks as well.
Yeah, he's ready to go.
The ability to bite.
The animal also damaged a glass door at the customer service centre on the 4th floor of the station. Upon receiving the report, the police officers arrived and they had to show up and corner the boar near the edge of the platform on the 5th floor. A professional hunter then showed up and captured the boar around 5:43 p.m.
And do we have a status of how the boar is now? Or did the
I think
hunter get a
probably
nice dinner?
maybe dead. I'm going to take a wild guess and say they may have put him down.
I heard there's a thing that if pigs, like domestic pigs, go wild and are put out into the wilderness, they like start turning back into boar. Like their coat gets thicker and they start growing tusks bigger and stuff like that. Yeah.
I'm going to say so. I don't trust pigs.
They're too smart.
And well, they'll eat you.
They will. That's true.
Now, I've heard a few horror stories of like a farmer who's fallen down and just it's an old man and he can't get back up, and then the pigs eat him to death. That's not great.
But they're animals. Like they don't have moral right or wrong.
I just think you need to be sound though. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you're not going to be sound, I'm not swinging with you. Like,
but dogs are only sound because we made them sound.
True.
You know,
cats are dickheads if you leave them to it.
Cats chose to be domesticated because it's easier.
Yeah. Is there any animal... Perfect. This is great. Is there any animal that you don't trust, John?
Oh! There has to... I'm sure. Okay, it might be easier to narrow it down a bit. So, what kind of animals do I trust?
I have a follow-up question.
Yeah.
What number would you give a boar?
18.
They're all in the teens. What's the deal?
I don't know. I can only count to 20. Like it's. I never learned any higher numbers.
Okay, so
I trust a dog.
See, your thing though is that you've said this to me before. That no matter what the animal is, you think it would sense your good vibes and leave you alone.
Yeah, like a bear. I think it would sense like he's cool.
He's cool. But then my question then is, what animals don't sense vibes?
Most birds, I would say. See, bird. It depends on how strong the bird. Like a robin can sense vibes, but an emu can't. The closer it gets to flightless birds, I think.
Yeah.
I don't trust.
You don't trust flightless birds, so like penguins.
See, penguins are the exception.
Ostrich.
So don't trust an ostrich.
Don't trust an ostrich. Just
No.
see, a lot of people, when I was introducing this question, they'd be like, why is he asking this normal man these very strange, open-ended questions? And it's because you get lines like, a robin would sense a vibe, but an emu wouldn't, that nobody else would come up with.
But
I've never heard anyone else say.
That's an incorrect statement.
I mean, I can't prove it's correct either.
That's not what we're here to do, Connor.
I'm not here to prove myself. I'm here to say things.
Yeah, most flightless birds, except for penguins. That's
what about
fine.
a seagull?
Seagull? No, don't trust a seagull. Some animals do feel like they have their own agenda.
A raven?
Raven, see, I don't trust a raven, but I could. I could grow to trust a raven. Because a raven can be sound. Ravens are really intelligent, and they remember people really well. So a raven wouldn't trust me at first.
Yeah.
So we're approaching this on equal ground.
You trying to win a raven over? They're like, Shaun, you haven't come to work for 3 weeks. I'm trying to befriend a fucking raven. Chill out, man.
I used to. When I was working in town,
what did you used to do?
When I was working in town and I'd be out at lunchtime, I used to go and get a roll and I'd go sit in the park and I'd eat it.
Yeah.
And there'd be birds around and I just give them pieces of the roll so that eventually they would be my friends. But then I changed jobs and now they think I abandoned them, I'm pretty sure. So, what are you going to do?
Do you think that they hate you?
I think everyone hates me all the time.
True. That is a good point. Yeah. So that's kind of a weak follow-up question. Okay. Do you think those birds in particular remember you and maybe are sad about your absence?
Oh, that's worse. No, I'd like to imagine they don't miss me. I think.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
They don't know who the fuck you are.
They used to, maybe. It's worth a try.
Can't remember you.
If you become friends with them, they'll give you presents and stuff. They'll bring you little shiny things.
Ravens are all birds?
Ravens and crows, mostly.
Okay.
Corvids.
Okay, right. So you... How many ravens and crows have you befriended?
None successfully.
They just think you're a dick.
Yeah, I ruined it. I ruined the whole operation.
And you always blame yourself.
We had such a good thing going and I fucked it up.
Oh, I'm embarrassing myself.
It's not them, it's me.
Yeah, so I must have done. It's clearly not that they're a fucking bird.
Birds are clever, man. Pigs are clever as well.
What number are you giving a crow?
You what?
What number are you giving a crow?
44.
Oh, obviously. Don't worry about it.
Crow beak.
Yeah, somebody can take note of all the numbers, by the way, for all the different things. Just so we
we're not going to do it, but if anyone else wants to.
Yeah, we're not going to do it. But if anyone else has listened to all of Shaun's random numbers, maybe just make a list of what he said, and then he will know what he has to go for.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a question, and we're going to see how similar we are as friends.
Cool.
What colour is 3?
I know what all those words mean, but I do not know what they mean in that sense.
Our brains are wired different, and that's fascinating.
I'm going to say orange.
It's yellow, but pretty close.
Pretty close. Like I'm wrong, and you're... Oh, that is embarrassing for you, actually, now. It's clearly yellow.
It's clearly yellow, man.
What number's red?
4.
Why?
Dunno.
So we're also including numbers, look.
8, that's purple. 5 is orange.
I sometimes think, especially with things like this with your brain, right? Mm-hmm. Firstly, special place to be. Just so very special little boy. Second, when you were younger, in maybe your like preschool, maybe you're like when you were really young and you were like learning the numbers and the alphabet,
Yeah.
Do you not just think that there might have been a poster on the wall in which the number 8 was purple and the number 3 was yellow, and it
Maybe.
went through the numbers, and that subconsciously went into your brain?
Maybe, but then would you not also have the same thing?
No, because I just see the number. Your brain works in, for some reason, numbers, letters, and colours.
It's all associations, I think.
So you just associate. You know, you are the Nick Miller. I don't know if I know how to read. I just remember that's the words.
Pretty much. And then, yeah, I don't know. I'm special.
What colour's 1?
White.
I knew you were going to say white.
See, you're getting it.
So what's 10?
10 is brown.
Brown, but it's not black. What's black?
No. I mean, 0, but that's like logically is what it is.
Right.
7 might be black, and then 9 is green.
Is anyone else listening? I love, right, by the way, with all these discussions, you say them with such confidence. Like, you're like, Conor, you're a fucking idiot. Have you never talked about this?
I'm not doing a bit. Like, this is how...
I know you're not doing a bit. That's what you say it with the confidence of, like, I'm in the wrong for questioning the colour of a number.
It's as if you asked me what colour is the sky.
Yeah, you're like, fucking blue, you moron. What do you think it is?
What's wrong with you?
What's wrong with me? Sorry, this is my fault. Shaun, what would you do to fight a boar? Yeah. What's your first move?
Am I in the bathroom at the time?
Yes, but you're zipped and buckled up.
Okay. I think I'm going to use the door to my advantage and try and stun it with a quick door to the face.
Okay.
If that doesn't work...
No, he's between you and the door.
Even the stall door?
Yes.
I'm pulling a sink off the wall.
No, I'm Henry Cavilling, pumping both arms in Mission Impossible, and I'm beating the shit out of that boar.
There's no way I could... I'll take most fights, you know this. There's no way I could do
I don't know that, because you wouldn't, but you think you would.
That's what I mean, Conor.
Sorry, no. You would think that you... Can you outpunch a bear?
I can outthink a bear.
The fact that you're stopping to think about it.
I can outthink a bear. I'm smarter than an average bear.
In my head, right, your brain goes through like that pre-fight, you know, when they have like the reel of the tape and they're like height, length, arm reach, like previous record. You're like, could I punch a bear to death?
You know that scene in those Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock Holmes where he's in the boxing ring?
You're like slow motion fight him.
Gonna discombobulate the guy.
Oh man. Okay, it's time to move on, because we are moving on perfectly timed, Shaun. Because we are moving to everyone's favourite segment. That is Shaun Solves. Play the Shaun Solves jingle, please. Still no jingle though. You got the look of terror on your eyes when I said that.
There was actual fear, that's true.
Yeah.
The jingle is silence while I think of how to solve things.
So if people haven't heard Shaun Solves before, Shaun, what is Shaun Solves?
You will approach me with an agony aunt kind of question, a problem that someone has submitted online, asking for the help of experts or wise people. You're going to deliver that question to me, and I have never failed in solving any of these. I will solve the problem that is given to me.
Yeah. Now, it might cause more problems long term, but we are not here to solve those problems. And if you have those problems, you have to write a separate letter in. Yeah.
And you can do that after the fact. That's fine. But I will bring you a body. I will solve this problem.
And if you haven't heard some of Shaun Solves, I think you're going to be surprised of how thorough and excellent he is at solving these problems.
And as we always request, please don't send me actual problems.
If you're having marriage troubles, do not message in.
I am not the guy.
I want small, pointless problems. So, Shaun, we are going to get into Shaun Solves. This is a pretty big one. Am I in the wrong for buying my own dinner because I don't like what the in-laws order? Okay? So.
Okay.
Simple enough so far. But when I tell you the story, Shaun, we have a full-on story of what happens here, and then I'd like you to tell me what you think. Okay? So, I'd like to preface by saying that I'm not a picky person. I don't just turn down food. always willing to try new things, even if they're weird or unconventional. But my in-laws are hooked on this one take and bake pizza joint that I cannot stand. Right?
Okay.
I've tried to like it. I've ordered so many different things off the menu. I just don't like it. They order for every single family event, every get-together, every holiday, every birthday, and I just don't like what they're putting out.
So
Okay?
it's take and bake pizza that you get it raw and then cook it at home?
I think so, yes.
Okay. Why just make pizza at home?
I started ordering my own meals to bring to the parties before I went. Okay? They got upset when they realised what I was doing. I explained that I like ordering my own food. It's to get a little treat for myself that I wouldn't normally order for the night that's in it. Still, they're always trying to convince my partner to get me to change my mind and just eat the same pizza as everybody else. Okay?
Okay. It's not that weird stuff. Like, it's not
This
the weirdest
Halloween,
thing.
we'd all planned to get together for a Halloween party, Shaun, just last week. What a lovely time.
Classic time. Crazy
My
days.
partner and I had actually planned out a fun homemade meal, a pasta bar kind of thing for everyone. We were going to host it, make all of it, give it to them. But the mother-in-law became very upset that we weren't getting her favourite pizza at the night. She put her foot down so hard that we thought there might actually be a fight about it, so we told her she could go order the take and bake that she wanted if she was really that adamant about it.
That's childish behaviour.
Of course, I was going to run to the store and get my own favourite pizza. If she went and got her favourite pizza, she became so angry. She insisted I eat what she ordered and what everyone else was eating, and even offered to buy me anything that sounded good off the menu. I told her, you don't need to pay for anything. I'll go get my own thing if you really want to get this one place's stuff.
Stand firm, like.
Everyone is now angry at me. She's angry at me. My father-in-law is angry at me. My husband, not angry. He's grand. But everyone in the in-laws, super angry. They see me as thinking I'm too good for what they're getting.
But that mother-in-law did the same fucking thing. She didn't like the pasta selection that was... Oh.
By the way, to add to it, they were also planning on hosting and cooking everything on Halloween, so they'd actually already bought all of the ingredients.
Okay. What fucking emotional attachment do they have to that pizza place?
So the question now, Shaun, is what does she do in this situation? This has been sent in to you. It's a pretty big deal. Problems with the in-laws, you know what I mean? It's something you don't want.
Okay. So the end goal here is that you want to be able to have a social get-together, a family party, either without ordering from the pizza place
that they always order from,
that they always order from, or to be able to order your own stuff and not get fucking ate out over it.
Yes.
Interesting. I think the easiest thing clearly is sabotage the pizza place so that they stop liking it as much.
Sorry, yeah, that's the easiest option. No, so you're right, go on.
Okay. Talk to your family.
No, that's not the... Fuck that. We're not going to talk. We do not solve problems by solving problems.
No,
we solve
we're men
problems
of
by
action
attack.
here.
We're men of action and attack. Right?
So, like, you could get a job in the pizza place, fuck up the dough somehow. Because it's got to be a repeat thing. Ideally, it's just the mother's pizza that gets fucked.
Although, simultaneously, you could get the whole pizza place shut down. Maybe lose everyone their jobs. Like,
which is why you gotta just the mother-in-law's pizza you fuck with.
Right. Okay.
So that, because if she stops liking it, she seems to be the main instigator of this whole pizza
she's
game.
the leader.
Yeah. So I think... fuck up, make everyone else's pizzas as usual, keep them lovely, they'll all be happy out. She'll just stop liking the pizza.
I don't want to sound rude. You need to give her the shits from the pizza.
You need to give her the shits. This woman needs to shit herself.
She needs to shit herself at the party. While she's eating in front of everyone, you need her to get her to shit herself.
Fast-acting that's one I can't say. Laxative that acts fast.
Well done.
That's sprinkled in amongst all of the oregano and basil and
you need to do it every single time she has her pizza from that. So once will seem like a coincidence. But
Yeah.
what you need is the second time. The second time is a killer.
You're okay. You're not going to like this, but because you're going to have to throw the scent off. Because what I want you to do, you're going to next family get together, and you're not going to like this. You're all ordering the pizza,
Yeah.
and you can grumble about it the first time. Second time, it's not so bad. You're going to need maybe 6 instances where you like the pizza. You like the pizza. It's not going to kill you. It's fine. Suck it up. Then, 7th edition, you fuck with her pizza a little bit. And but by this time they think, Shaun loves the pizza. So, he would never alter the pizza in any way.
Like, he's one of us.
He's one of us. He's a pizza fan. Everyone else, it's delicious. The mother, it's a bit... I don't know, there's a weird taste off of that.
Yeah.
Maybe the next time will be better. It happens again.
No, more the next time. Stronger.
Yeah. And then she's going to start changing her order.
Yeah.
And then it's like, that wasn't that nice last time.
Yeah, and then when she changes it, you need to do it more again.
Yeah, double down. And then by this point, you're like, maybe you have like a gluten intolerance or something like that. Maybe that's what's
you need to convince her she's got dietary restrictions.
Yeah. You're gaslighting this woman into celiac disease. Is what you're doing.
This is our best one yet.
But
from soft.
Because you're not just ruining the pizza on her then.
Yeah.
She can't have regular bread.
You need to ruin her complete life. You need to ruin her grocery shopping. You need to ruin just her idea of self.
Yeah. And because she's so wrapped up in that, the family gets from the pizza place. If I don't get from the pizza place, I'm not part of the family. Yeah. Then, all this time, again, you're not going to like this, you're saying that pizza's fucking delicious.
This is the nicest pizza I've ever had.
I'm so glad you turned me around on this. Thank you so much.
It's fucking gorgeous.
Like, and then... And she's like, that's nice. What's it like? And you're describing it. She's hating herself even more.
And she's like, you really got to double down. You're like, I can't imagine being part of this family and not having this.
Yeah. I feel, because you're marrying in as well. Guys, I feel so included. Thank you so much. Yeah. And then, maybe after 12 more instances of this,
her shitting herself.
She's like, I might order from somewhere else.
Oh.
And that's when you slap her.
No, that's when you jump in strongly and you say, if you do not order...
Yeah, you say, no, in this family.
We always order from here. And when she orders again, triple the dose of laxative.
Yeah. And then, after she shits herself thrice in one night, you say, we've decided on the catering for the wedding. We're having pizza.
From your favourite place.
From your favourite place. I know you love it so much.
You need to build up that fear. She has to associate this place with fear.
Yeah. And like, it's going to ruin her day. She's rethinking her wedding outfit at this point.
Yeah. And obviously this is completely a natural, normal, kind of level-headed thing to do. We're actually being quite level-headed here.
It's kind of amazing how quickly we came up with this, isn't it?
Understated, actually. It's been actually down on the... Normally we're about... we come up with like something crazy that will never work.
Normally we go off the rails, I think.
And you normally try and get them to convince them that they did 9/11 or something, but like here, you just need to make an old woman shit herself until she's scared of pizza.
Yeah, it's a subtle approach.
We call it the don't be a no tactic.
It's pretty good.
I mean, I don't know if we can come up with better than that. I think that's the problem solved.
Yeah, and it, like, just to put your concerns at ease, Connor, because you're eating the pizza as well, the restaurant isn't losing any income because you were never eating the pizza in the first place. So it's the net. Their money, their profit stays the same. They can keep everyone on board. Sarah can go off and have her baby. Mike, he's planning a holiday. He's going to get the time off for that. Don't worry about it.
So like everyone's staying and everyone is actually happy. It's just an old lady is shitting herself until she's sad.
Yeah. And we've ruined her favourite food that she looks forward to at every family gathering.
I mean, it's the only, to me, it's, to be honest, the only logical tactic.
It's the only ethical thing to do, I think.
I mean, you could easily, I don't know, call it a bob trait or something at the pizza place, but that's not going to
They did
help
nothing
them.
wrong. They only made bad pizza.
They've just made it's not their fault. So
No.
the trick is the father-in-law, if he eats some of them, you have to make him a little sick, but not as sick as her.
Yeah, but I imagine he'll only have like a slice of hers to test it, and that's not enough. You need the whole hog of laxative to really shit yourself.
No, you put a little bit of the antidote in his drink for the laxative.
Oh, very good.
So he's fine.
Yeah. And then everyone else, their pizzas will be fine.
They're gorgeous. They're all loving it. But then when she decides that she doesn't want it anymore, then you need to find a different place that you like. And be like, oh, I heard this place.
What you could do, and if you'd have to time it well, put the antidote in your own drink.
Oh.
And then when you finish your pizza, she hasn't touched hers because she's shitting herself. And then she's like, does anyone want this? You take it, eat it. You're fine. That's delicious. That's amazing. That's better than mine.
That's actually so nice. I can't imagine not experiencing this.
Yeah. God, I'm sorry you didn't like, but that's really, that's my taste now.
That's right. Oh, man, this is perfect.
But again, slow burn. You can't do this night one.
No, this is going to take at least maybe 4. You said 6 times. That's so many times.
Depends on how often they're doing family events.
Yeah. If it's like 5 times a year, you're going to really have to speed run this.
That's true. You need to start having more family events.
But then what if the times you are not around that they get it?
But they only get it at family gatherings.
True. You got to make sure you're at all the family gatherings.
Yeah. You got to move in with them. Burn down your own house and then you have to move in with them.
Burn down your own house. Move in with the in-laws. And then only plan around this pizza place.
Take charge of the kitchen. A take and bake pizza joint is wild to me, by the way.
It's a strange thing to love.
Yeah. Surely it's more crack to make it at home and have a bit of fun with it.
Or just order a big fucking pizza.
Yeah. I did the big deal. You know that one company in Ireland that does the really big pizza deal?
The big deal.
Yeah. I did that one time in college. It's fucking great. 3 massive pizzas, bucket of cocktail sausages, bucket of wings.
Moneybags Meighan strikes again.
Oh no, we all went in on it. There was like 10 of us. It was a $5 each. It was class.
A 10 of you, still €100 each.
Yeah. It's a really big deal.
It's a robbery. So it is. Shaun, I'm going to ask you, which would you like to finish on this week? Because I have a Florida man who just does something stupid, or I have fraudsters and cheese that was sent in to us.
I mean, it's been sent in. It's about cheese. Come on, let's do this.
Fraudsters steal 22 tons of high-value cheddar, Shaun.
That's a lot of cheddar.
Half-fed cheddar produced in Langby near Lampeter was among the stolen cheese. Hundreds of trucks of cheddar worth more than £300,000 have been stolen from London cheese specialist Neil's Yard Dairy. Fraudsters posing as legitimate wholesalers received 950 cloth-bound cheeses from the company before they realised it was a fake firm that was made up to steal the cheese.
Okay. The knowledge required to target specifically the expensive cheesemonger.
I mean, this is an Ocean's 11 style heist, but done to cheese.
Yeah. Honestly, it's a Gouda plan. There'll be more of those coming up.
We're going to have to do this for the whole story. Neil's Yard said it still paid the producers of the cheese, so the individual dairies would not have to bear the costs, so they took the costs on.
That's good of them.
It is now trying to deal with the financial setback. More than 22 tons of 3 artisan cheddars, including Hafford Welsh, Westcombe and Pitchfork, were taken, which are all award-winning and have high monetary value. Neil's Yard Dairy sells the Hafod Welsh for £13 for a 300 gram piece.
Jesus.
The Westcombe sells for £7, and Pitchfork is priced at £11 for 250 grams.
11. So that's like £44 a kilo.
Yeah.
It's good cheese.
And, well, the other one is £13 for every 300. So, yeah, you're looking at still about 40 quid.
I don't know, could I appreciate cheese that good?
No, I definitely couldn't. But simultaneously, 2 tons, so if 1 kg costs 40,
Yeah.
2 tons, it's going to get you
2,000
paid.
kg.
It's a lot of kg.
Yeah. I mean, but you have to have insider cheese knowledge to be able to pull that off.
The insider cheese knowledge. Patrick Holden, who owns the farm where half a cheddar is made, said the artisan cheese world is a place where trust is deeply embedded in all transactions. It's a world where one's word is one's bond. It might have caused the company a setback, but the degree of trust that exists within our small industry as a whole is due in no small part to all of the founders of Neil's Yards Dairy.
Good God, I just teared up a little bit.
It was a very emotional speech he gave simultaneously. I think he was crying as he was like, the trust is gone.
Is that about recipes or something, or is it just...
I don't know.
I'm just talking shite.
Westcombe Dairy's maturing cave is equipped with a cheddar turning robot nicknamed Tina the Turner.
That's a nice little anecdote in the middle of this. This is robbery.
Didn't have enough words. The word count was low and they were missing a sentence, so they added in the story about Tina the Turner, the robot that turns the cheese.
Well, I didn't care about the cheese robbery, but now that I've heard Tina's affected...
Now that Tina's around, I'm kind of fucking sad, to be honest.
I am locked in.
So Ton Calver from the Westcombe Dairy said the process of making that cheese started almost 3 years ago when we planted seeds for the animals' feed. I think, Tom, you're stretching that now.
I think, yeah, that
Tom,
doesn't...
I think you're adding a few bits of story there now to make it seem a bit harsher than it is.
How far ahead are you thinking, Tom, really?
And when do you say, we planted the grass that the animals were eating before they ate the
we
seeds?
bought the farm 100 years ago, so...
I'm sure we've been growing grass ever since. The Met Police has confirmed is investigating the theft of a large quantity of cheese, which seems like a logical thing to call this heist.
I was looking at cheese puns.
Okay.
Damn, that's a lot of cheese. It's alright. Wasn't my best. I can do feta. Oh.
Please leave. What colour is feta and number?
That's like, but feta has a colour. It's like a whitey yellow.
True, but what number?
29.
Nah, it's a good 29 is owl feta. Shaun, so what are we thinking about this? Is this the ultimate crime that we've had?
I think it's unbelievable.
There you go.
I mean,
Okay.
but, like, how do you get rid of how do you move cheese? Like, what's the...
It's dirty cheese.
Yeah.
And you gotta wash that cheese.
They've also set up a fake cheese redistribution company.
They set up a whole company, a fake company, and gained the trust of the cheese sellers by doing it, I assume, for a little while.
Yeah, I think they just set up a company and then didn't pay people.
I think they just set it. No, I think this is one of your Shaun solves. I think this has been months in the planning. They set this up, got workers in to gain trust, to be like, we'll do it, yeah, no worries, and did it a few times. And then eventually they were like, but we're planning. By the time Halloween comes around, we're stealing, I would say, maybe 40k of cheese.
Yeah, and then, honestly, it has to be the long game in this. Because of all the trust amongst the cheese community.
We were told. That's what I was told anyway.
Sorry,
actually, it's worth the cheese is worth more than 300 grand, so over $250,000 worth of cheese was stolen.
Cheese. Whew. I mean, but you're on a time limit to get rid of that then.
Yes, technically. That's, where do you go? High-end restaurants?
High-end restaurants, give them as a load of Christmas gifts to people. I'd love to get a load of cheese as a Christmas gift. You steal it all
just to give it as a Christmas gift.
Yeah. It's cheaper.
I don't think you understand crime.
It's Deck the Halloumi.
Fuck off. Any more? Do you have any left?
Let's see other cheeses here.
We can end the week's episode if you just have none left, but if you have some left, we have to keep going.
Oh, no, I don't.
No, anything?
No, but I think it's time to Manchego, Connor.
It's cheddar you can't really use.
Cheddar is like a synonym for money. It's a lot of cheddar.
It's a lot. I suppose you can use it that way. Shaun, I think that's it for this week's Weird News.
What a week. Would you like me to take us out, Connor?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Thank you everyone for listening to this episode of the Heroes for Hire podcast. We will be back on Friday with Hero or Zero, and then next Monday with another episode of the show. Big thank you to everyone over on Patreon, patreon.com/Heroes for Hire podcast. Link to that is in the description. Everyone over there helps us keep making the show. We couldn't do it without them. They get access to all of our movie reviews, like the Ghost Rider that we put up last week, and you also get a shout out on the show. So, thank you to Róisín and Baby Ben Palmer, Joe Burney, Ryan Komatsu, Dozer, Enthusiast Evanson, Spooky Waffles, Boooo, what's that behind you, Boooo, David Clarke, Shaun Chuck in the Wash and It'll Be Grand Jamieson, Dominic, Anna looks forward to the next Irish animal story, Hjelmroos, Danny McLaughlin, Lordsmish, Michelle Browne, Michaela Doughty, Frost, Gambit's Cajun accent #1 defender, Ed Ball, Conor and Lorraine would like it to know what number Laika the space dog is, Russ, Hey Moneybags Meighan, how are you rich if you also collect those miniatures? Even Bill Gates can't afford that. Parfitt, again, not rich, bad with money.
Moneybags Meighan.
Join the Patreon. Jackson Brueheim will be attending Sean's upcoming gum eating intervention. Liz had a few too many on St. Paddy's Day and Tipsley. Subscribe to the Patreon. Ciara Lawler, Judge Lahey, The Amazing World of Keza, Mikey Chair's #1 fan, Fuck the Heckler, Kyle Borowski, Rory, Pete might fuck around and re-expose himself to gamma radiation, Jack Markham, Barrel of Cheese, Johnny Ray, Hunter Harvard, the Texas Iron Man, and Donegal George. Thank you all for your support. We really, really appreciate it. Head on over to the Patreon if you want to support us over there. There is also the merch store, heroesforhire.ie/shop. Twitter is @heroesforhirepod, the 4 is the number 4. Facebook is Detective Divilment's discussion group. Instagram is Heroes for Hire podcast, and the best way to ever help out the show is to tell one human being that we exist.
Just a one, please.
And I think that's about it, Connor.
I think so. So I've been Conor Lawler.
I've been Shaun Meighan.
I shall see you all next week.
Bye.
Bye.